Hi you guys, welcome back. I just wanted to jump up here because the last 2 weeks, for me, I had an interruption, and that's what I call it, because I am getting better. I have been having health issues ever since I caught COVID, but I'm healed, I'm delivered, and I'm covered by the blood. I am free. Those are the things that I believe. Even if my reality is not lining up, I know what it is. And daily, I am working with finding an infection doctor just to make sure, because I don't want you to, the doctors to keep saying it's one thing and you overlooking, you know how they do, overlooking another issue that could be going on. So I have been sick for almost 14 days, and in the process of that, I kind of got down, like what's going on, but I had to shake myself back together, and I had to think about it when I was laying in the bed. Like, wait a minute, this is just an interruption. This is just an interruption of whatever God has designed for me, whatever strength, whatever He's trying to clean up. I just look at it like everything is positive, no matter how I'm feeling on the inside. I did not call anyone and discuss it. I do have a friend that I talk to in bits and pieces because it lasted quite a while. Of course, I had to call and voice my opinion. Sometimes you have to have somebody to talk to. But in the meantime, I was just like, God, you can heal me right now. Like, I'm in a situation where I need to move. I was trying to buy a house, and the way the world is set up right now, everything is just on pause and all over the place. And I feel like I'm asking God, like, what is it you're trying to say? Like, what is it I'm learning out of this situation? Number one, I know He's making me stronger. Number two, He's teaching me not to be shaken, and just to keep going. Just to keep going. Yes, take care of myself, but I still have to keep going. But you have to look at it in both ways, because sometimes Satan allows things to happen and wants you to stay there and wants you to stay down. But in the meantime, while I was going through my own motions, I did play preaching and my worship music, and I also did try to get up and keep hope alive. And I thought about Mark chapter 5, 22 through 34 when I was laying in the bed just Googling stuff. And I was thinking about Jarius, whose daughter was dying. He wanted Jesus to come heal his daughter because she was dying. As a matter of fact, she did die. But on his way of speaking to Jesus about his daughter dying, he wanted him to come now, and you got to really read the story to get all the details. I'm just trying to give you a rundown of what it is. Jarius' daughter was dying. He wanted Jesus to come heal his daughter, and in the meantime, while he's into all of that, the lady with the issue of blood, she comes up, and she had this issue for a really long time. Nothing worked, and interrupted Jarius' request on God coming to heal his daughter. The woman with the issue of blood, all she needed was, because her faith was just that strong, and she knew if nothing else was working, and I thought about her issue with me. She knew nothing else was working, so she, even though she's not feeling good, she still got up, and all she needed to do was touch the hem of his garment. She did not need to touch his body, anything. All she did was touch the hem of his garment, because she had just that strong enough faith that she knew if she touched that, she would be healed. In the meantime, I was thinking about how Jarius had to feel with Jesus pausing for that second or two to, turn back and ask, who touched me? Whether it was a second, whether it was 10 minutes. If my daughter is dying, I need you to come now. If I'm dying or I need anything, God, I need you to come now. But there was an interruption right there. Jarius did not get, well, I haven't read that he got mad, frustrated, or anything. And at the end, his daughter, at the end, God ended up healing his daughter, which, bringing her back alive, rather. At the same time that Jarius had already spoken to Jesus. Like I said, you have to read the story. I'm just trying to give you a rundown of the interruption between Jarius and his request to Jesus. And the person that interrupted him was the lady with the issue of blood, which she also had a problem. It was two problems that needed to be solved right then. And it's enough for Jesus to go around. But, I could imagine how he felt. I didn't see where he got mad, frustrated, or anything to that nature. So with his interruption, I think he just believed, like so believed. He knew. In the back of Jarius' mind, when I think about interruptions in his situation, I probably friend like, come on, you know how we get impatient. But that wasn't the case. That was not the case. You have plenty of people in the Bible that life got interrupted. I wrote down some people life that got interrupted. People that had to adjust to God's interruption. Number one was Noah. God called Noah to build an ark, something that has never been done. And I'm quite sure he had his life of his own as well. Abram had to uproot his entire family and move to a new nation in Canaan. Moses had to give up herding sheep in the desert to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. And the first disciples, the first disciples of Jesus had to drop their fish nets in order to follow Jesus. Everybody had something that was going on and had a major interruption in their life. Even if you don't have anything going on and have a major interruption in your life, I think you have to sit back like me and analyze, what is this interruption about? Who is it from? What is the good in it? I would not just lay here and know that I have an interruption. Know that time is ticking. And sometimes that's what Satan wants. He wants to interrupt our lives, to put things on hold, to put things on stall. And that's why I got up this morning, making sure, even, I don't know if this video making sense to you guys or not. This is my journey. This is what I laid in the bed and thought about for a few days. But at the same time, interruptions, and especially if you start looking at it from a positive side, God's side, it will lead you into a better headspace, peace. I have no paycheck coming Friday, like zero. I'm not going to sit here and worry about it, because God said that he would supply all my needs. And some things I can't control. And this is one that I can't control. So when I can't control something, I have to give it to God. Interrupting means having to stop what you are doing and to adjust to the interruption, whether it's short term or long term. Once you adjust to God's interruption, God can accomplish his purpose through you. Do you think I honestly want to keep... This year has been not a good year for me. But what I won't do is to allow it to affect me in a negative way of I'm never going to get there, because I'm growing daily, even with the interruptions, even when I don't have a mentor, I don't have somebody I can just help me on this journey. And over the past few years, everybody got in this little place of wanting to watch live stream preaching and stuff, and me too. Now, I have maybe 6 times since church, not my church, but another church opened back up. I probably went to that church for about 6 times, waiting on mine to open up. And then when mine finally opened up in like June, or what was it, like July, I said, okay, I'm going to go. And every day since then, I just was like, I just watch it on TV. It's just, getting stuck. That is not where God wants us, just a live screen watching service on TV. So what I did this week right here, I got up and went by myself because my daughter has school, so they had to get ready and stuff. So I got up and I went to church by myself. And there was a distraction, an interruption in my life on yesterday that could have had me to the point where I'm not getting up and I'm not going. I'm just worried about this situation. No, I got up and I went to church and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it even though the interruption that I had on Sunday morning before church was still right here. I was still trying to focus on what God was saying through my pastor. I was not going to allow that interruption that happened on Sunday, or that distraction that happened on Sunday, turn me away and be like, okay, I need to get my house in order. No, that's not what it was. I went even though Satan tried to plant something in me to not go. I got up and still went. So when I came back home, of course, I did what I had to do. I prayed. I anointed my house. I soaked my house in oil and, got it ready for the week. You have to stay ready and you have to pay attention. You really, really have to pay attention to the little teeny things that Satan tries to throw at you. But here's the thing. Satan don't always throw everything at you. Some of these interruptions also are from God to get our attention. To get our attention on something, or something he's trying to teach us, or something he's trying to cleanse us out. Like, if you're going to live for God, you're going to allow him to work in your life in all areas of it. So even though when I think about it in my reality, God, I'm really, really, really ready to move. I am so ready to move. And I know it. And I am doing things in order to move. But it's like if I take one step up, I feel like I'm taking 20 back. But I don't stay there. I continue to hold on to his hand and know that he's going to bring me out of it. So I have to pay attention to what is going on in me and around me. And always, always, always praising and trying to make it a positive thing. That is the way we're going to survive, is meditating, keeping his word in our hearts. Do you think it's easy? It's not. And it's not easy for me because I don't even have a community of friends or people that can help me on my journey to tell me what it is I need to do. I'm figuring this out as I go along. And maybe some of you guys are doing the same and don't have nobody. Maybe you don't have that. You just don't. Like, I didn't come from a praying family. I'm just here. I'm here and trying. But here's the thing, no matter what your situation is, because I'm about to tear up, no matter what your situation is, do not let go of God's hand. I don't care if you have to lay in a bed and be sick for a month. And you may feel good out of that 1 month. Get up and do what God asked you to do that one day out of that month. Once you start seeing that there's a pattern of you're fighting me too hard for some reason, just keep going. Look up Mark 5:22 and 34. Draw out some of the keys to your life out of there. Put yourself in that situation. How would you feel? Try to feel what they're feeling. These actually are real people. Read Revelations 20 and 10. Interruptions are not always bad. How we handle them is what's bad. How we handle them. And I'm learning daily. I gotta turn my situation always into a praise situation. And it takes work. It really do. It's so easy to think about negative stuff, but you really got to focus your mind in order to think about something positive. I don't know. I don't know what God is doing in my life right now. I don't know the reasons why I keep going through. But what I do know at the end, the reasons that I went through is what's leading me to becoming who He's created me to be. And some of us are hard and stubborn, and I mean, for me, a little bit, I think, yeah, I stall because I want to make sure. I need to know. And I'm breaking myself out of that. I don't need to know everything. I just need to know what to do, but at the same time knowing that God is with me. And I keep saying, though He slay me, yet I trust Him. Even if I feel the way I feel, I'm trusting You. Even with my no rent money, I'm trusting You that You're going to pay it, because I'm His responsibility. He's going to activate His angels because I'm His child. Concerning me, this has been too much, too long. And we need to get in a place where we just analyze what's going on in our life and just be like, okay, this is enough. And it is. It is. I am tired. But I'm excited to see what my end is going to be. I would never give up on God. I would never turn my back. I don't care what it looks like. This has been, since walking with God, it has been a lot. It's to me more difficult than when I was out there, you know, with a boyfriend in the streets or whatever my backstory. And if you go back to some years of my videos with me practicing, you can tell in those I give you bits and pieces of what my life was back then, partying and stuff. And it was way easier because you can easily pick up the phone and be like, hey, we need this bill paid or that bill paid, and just go on and don't even care. But with God come and He puts order in your life and make you live right, and it feels so good. I never was a bad person back then, but right now I'm just paying attention, but I'm doing things the right way in God's eyes. So the streets is never the way to go. Never. Yes, it's hard to get to this place where I'm at, because what you used to, now you have to unwire what you used to learning this way of life. And at one point, that's why, like, the videos, man, God it's just a hassle, because sometimes I used to be like, you know what, I can't do this because I don't sound professional. I don't sound like everybody. And I don't. This is what it is. This is what He has me doing. Why? I don't know, but I know at the end. Like I said, a lot of videos back, you'll know my personality back then, but just getting up here, trying to give you my journey, and it's not easy. I'm going through the same thing you guys are going through daily that are trying to walk. Some of you got help to walk with it. Some of you don't have help with your journey. I'm one of those that don't have the help with my journey. So waking up every morning and just trying to hang on to my readings and knowing that God is with me. But I am going to get off here now. I just wanted to tell you, learn to pay attention to your interruptions and just make sure that you use these interruptions as a positive thing. Let's not give Satan any credit, no matter if you caused it or not. God still loves you, even with your mistakes. He wouldn't have chose you. When he chose me, he knew I was going to be battling the things that I'm battling. He knew I was going to be battling, trying to stop smoking cigarettes and getting my life together. Like, that's the one thing, like, right now that I'm battling is this smoking. I don't want to do it no more. I'm not perfect. I'm just giving you my story and my journey, and it's not easy right now. I don't have that help, but I do have the help that I need, which is God. He is my mentor. He is my friend. He is my mother and my father, my sister and my brother. He's everything that I need. You just pay attention to what is going on in your life. Details are everything. If you don't have details about your everyday regular life, then how are you going to have details in your spiritual life? You can't. You're going to be all over the place. So until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Just make sure that you read the story of Mark 5:22 and 34. I did the best that I could just to try to give you a little bit background. And like I said, these are my videos that God asked me to do, that I'm practicing with, and I'm just letting y'all see my practice. No, yes, I write stuff down, and he wants me to put more me into it, and I'm trying. He's breaking me from who I used to be to who I am becoming, and this is my story. This is my journey. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.